Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a very to the point video. All right, so we have several teams that have announced on their Facebook page and their social media outlets the dates of their home openers. Now, the reason why I'm doing a video just on this, well, primarily just on this, is because last 2 years when teams have done that, um, the schedule gets released about a week later. So I am thinking, now I don't know this is absolutely true, I'm just thinking this is most likely, we'll see the schedule towards the end of next week. So that's a great thing. And then we can talk about the schedule. And we will, because I do know a few minor details for a couple teams. And the schedule is going to be unusual. But again, there's reasons for that. Now, remember, when the schedule comes out, the Board of Governors have signed on and basically said, yeah, we agree with this, we accept the schedule. So before anybody goes, what the heck is the league doing? What's going on? The Board of Governors looked at this, said, I can live with this. This is a schedule I can live with. So anyway, all right, the dates. 9 of the 14 teams have announced their dates. All right, and why the other 5 haven't, I don't know. That's their choice. They don't have to do this. Just some teams choose to. So Athens, their opening game is Saturday, October 25th at the Aikens Ford Arena. Now, these are home dates, remember. All right, this isn't like their very first game. Well, in some cases it is. For example, Binghamton. Binghamton is going to be the opening night game. Friday, October 10th, 7 p.m. Binghamton will be raising their banner for their second championship that they won last year. That's going to be the first game. I believe there's going to be 2 games on October 10th. All right, that's usually the way it is. You have kind of a soft start to the season with a couple teams, and Binghamton's usually involved for some reason. And then the next week, as you'll see, there's a lot of October 17th and 18th. That's the big full weekend. Next we have the Biloxi Breakers. Their opening day at home will be October 31st, and November 1st they'll be playing, back to back against somebody there, as is usually the case with the schedule. Let's see, the Blue Ridge Bobcats are on October 17th and 18th. They'll be hosting someone at the Hitachi Energy Arena. So they posted that. Columbus, they have a later date for their home opener. Now remember, one of the reasons for that is Columbus has a selected limited amount of available dates because there's a lot that goes on at the Columbus Civic Center. So November 14th and 15th is their first home games. Obviously, they'll be playing the first 3 to 4 weeks on the road. And then we'll get in the home schedule. All right, next we have the Monroe Moccasins. Now, apparently they're either playing on the road on the 10th or they have some conflict, whatever. But anyway, their opening game is Saturday, October 11th. We don't even know who the opponent is. The opponents for these games are not released. It's just, hey, this is our first home game. Get ready. So Monroe is the 11th, and I have a feeling that's going to end up being a sellout at the Monroe Civic Center. All right, the PD Ice Cats. They are the other team that is playing on October 10th. They'll be hosting someone October 10th and 11th at the Florence Center. Next, we have the Prowlers. Their opening weekend is October 17th and 18th. I have a hunch as far as who the opponent is going to be, but I'm not going to jump the gun on that. I don't know for an absolute fact, so I'm not going to say, hey, it's so-and-so. But I have a pretty good feeling. And then we have the Topeka Scarecrows, another October 17th and 18th opening day. Now, on social media pages, all these posts say, hey, buy your season tickets or get your group tickets for these dates. So yeah, the organizations are getting ready to get everything set for the opening weekends. And I think it's great that we have two of the three new clubs. I'm calling PD a new club because in a lot of sense it is. It's not an expansion team, but it's a new team. I think it's great that they're starting off early and they're getting the word out. And both of these two teams have been doing a great job with marketing and promotion. So good stuff. All right. So like I mentioned, in past years, it seems like the schedule gets released about a week after you have all these teams saying, hey, our first home game is so and so. So that says to me a good sign that there's just some final minor tweaks going on with the with the schedule, and then the Board of Governors are going to sign off on it. So that is that. Hopefully next Saturday we will talk about the schedule and a lot of the details involved, some of the nuances, oddities, because every schedule is odd, even on the NHL level. Every now and then you look at the team schedule and you go, what? But anyway, you roll with the punches. Okay, so the only other thing I want to talk about today is talk about some changes that I am making. All right, the summer is a slow time, obviously. I'm not expecting tons of people to watch videos during the summer, but nonetheless, I've got some videos that perform better than others. People obviously want to see certain topics covered. So that being said, I thought I'd try the Hockey 101 series, and I thought I'd get more response than I did. And yeah, so I'm going to be eliminating that. Starting this next week, there will be no Hockey 101 video. For the few of you, for the few who watched and enjoyed it, thank you. There are Hockey 101 videos out there on YouTube. So, and the rules are pretty much universal. It doesn't depend on the league. So, check for that. Just when you go on the YouTube, you can hit the little magnifying glass icon, search icon, and type in Hockey 101. And there's going to be a lot of stuff. I remember seeing that somebody from the Winnipeg Jets did a series. So I'm not sure how inclusive it is as far as what all it covers. But anyway, there's stuff out there. So I won't be doing that. So we're going to be revamping the schedule. We're doing our Saturday and Sunday videos. I'll be doing that all summer. And our Tuesday videos, which is news and notes. Which is going to be kind of slow. Once the schedule comes out, there's not a whole lot more to talk about other than player signings and dates of camps. So, Tuesday videos are not going to be much of a big deal after from here on until we get till about mid-September, and then things are really going to blow up. And then by then, I'll be getting ready to go back to something every day. But for now, Yeah, we're just going to do the 4 days. All right. The other change I want to show you, and I'm going to show you some changes coming this fall. So what you're looking at there is nice big flag for my backdrop. I'm going to have a backdrop. I'm going to have an actual set this next year. And so it'll look a little bit more, I don't know, professional. I don't know. I'm still going to keep things very low tech. I'm just telling you, I'm warning you. um, I'm not one to try and wow you with a bunch of bells and whistles. I'm going to keep things basic. As some of you may know, I take a lot of my inspiration from the hockey guy who primarily covers the NHL. His videos are very simple. It's just him and his set with his whiteboard. And, that's where I got the idea. Hey, I can do this. I can do something like this. Obviously, it's specifically the FPHL. But this was something that I wanted to try and make things look a little nicer. So we're going to be having that. Plus, I'm going to be incorporating. Yeah, we're going to have the big board here. Got myself full size board. I'm going to be having. I've got an easel stand that I haven't assembled yet. That this will be on. Backdrop will be behind me. Yeah. I'll have a couple of jerseys hanging on it too. So anyway, this is gonna give you an idea of what our game recaps are gonna look like. I just use my magnets, made up a bunch of games, made up a bunch of stats. Stats that don't matter, stats that don't exist. So, what is it? What was the thing that as I did this? Oh, yeah. Parker Rutherford, he's playing part of a game here and a game down here. So I just went through the different team rosters, and of course we're using old teams, the Venom and the Dashers and all. But anyway, this is just to give you an idea of what the board is going to look like. A little cleaner, I think. It's a little more presentable, not quite so compact. Now, so this is what you're going to see, and of course, we're going to have a seventh game down there. Now, you'll notice. Sorry about the reflection there. There we go. Have different layouts for 4 games compared to the last 2 that I wrote down. These it's going to be again dependent upon what games I watch. I have I can watch 4 games at a time, and so let's turn this so you can see. That is Game Central there. That is where I sit and watch the games. I've got 3 devices there. I'm able to split screen on my home computer. So that is why we have 4 games. I give a more detailed report about the other 3 games. I don't necessarily watch. I do, like, in between periods, I check in. I switch the check in on the live streams for the other 3 games just to make sure the stats are right, that it's not the backup goalie playing instead of the listed goalie, stuff like that. But give a detailed breakdown of the 4, and then the 3 we kind of highlight, and that's going to continue. All right. Just physically, mentally, I can't watch more than that. I mean, I'm literally watching 4 games at the same time, kind of scanning back and forth with the screens there. So, but that gives you an idea of what things are going to look like this next year. So, we'll have this on a nice frame behind me. We'll have better lighting. We'll have, actually, I guess the lighting's not too bad right now. But of course, by the time we get to the start of the season, it's going to be dark when I record in the morning. So we'll make do. We'll figure things out. But anyway, just wanted to give you a glimpse as far as some of the changes that will be coming, and hope to see you joining me as we go through the 2025 to 26 season. All right, that is it. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the Rockers. Hopefully, answer some questions as far as what happened. Why are they listed as dormant? Kind of touch on some of their highlights and their low points and put it all into perspective. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're hitting like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell them, hey, you can go to youtube.com at FPHL Flash. Watch the videos. Also, remember, very important, follow me on Facebook. That's where all the news gets posted first. That is kind of the centerpiece to the Fed League Flash. Facebook, just the Fed League Flash. And of course, the Flash Audio Network, which is my audio reports, which I do throughout the week during the season. I do a Thursday news and notes type of audio podcast now. That all the links for the different platforms are there on my Facebook page. So make sure you're following me on all three platforms. Thank you so much again for watching. I'm Gary Ryan for the Fed League Flash. We'll catch you tomorrow.